as you can see here, our theme for the month of July was Magical Menagerie. And I love the orange on our little pamphlet. Now this pamphlet is going to tell us what items we got and the hint for the next box. So let's get started with our items for this month. The first item is a Phoenix Keeper's desk mat. Now, I have another desk mat from Illumicrate. It's very pretty. They're usually very pretty. I will say my only trouble with the desk mats are that they're quite narrow. They can be quite long but narrow, so they really only fit your keyboard in terms of its width. But as you can see here, it's absolutely gorgeous. This seems to be different types of birds. Different types of birds. A couple of them look like purple ducks. One of them seems to be almost like a red phoenix. And they seem to be in some sort of like bird sanctuary room. And there's another blue bird looking like almost an eagle and like a little orange sparrow. It's very cool, very pretty. I think I would enjoy this if I had maybe an actual keyboard rather than just my laptop. And you can see here on the back, it's just black. It's a little bit grippy, so that it doesn't move around on your tabletop. I don't know that I'd be keeping this. It's kind of small, and honestly, I don't have anywhere that I keep my laptop all the time. I have a desk, but I use it for filming, so maybe not what I need right now, but I'm sure someone would like it. The next item we have here, it seems to be a yellow case of sorts. It looks like it's made of either leather or faux leather, but let's take it out and see what details we can find. Alright, so here's the case out of the bag. There seems to be something like a jaguar on it, surrounded by what looks like leaves, and there's a little, I guess, lizard or salamander at the bottom, and a snake on the top. Now, like I said, this is a yellow case, and it looks like it actually has a mirror on it, so my guess would be this is some sort of makeup case. It's quite small, but I think it would hold maybe like lipstick or a travel size mascara. Now, I personally wouldn't use this. I have a bag that I use for all of my little toiletries and necessary outing things. But this is cute, and most excited about. Anything that looks like a book or journal is gonna be absolutely awesome from Illumicrate, based on my experience in having it for a year. Now, this is a kind of, I want to say like a fern green color book. So let's get it out of the packaging and talk more about it. Okay, so here we have our book. It has a beautiful golden etching in it. There are dragons and butterflies on the cover, with a gold border as well. I really like the contrast between the gold and the green on the book. And as you can see, it's actually a very soft material, perhaps almost foamy, but not quite so. And you can see it's also got a pebble texture. Now if we open this up, you can see the first thing we see here is a page that says this journal belongs to, and a bunch of blank books on a shelf. Now this just means it's a reading journal, which is really exciting. Here we have a book of the month's page, reading log, a reading challenge, like a bingo. I think this is going to be absolutely awesome because I do need a new journal for next year. I never really finish out a journal in a year, but I reused last year's journal for this year, and I'm actually out of pages. So this will be helpful. And it seems like each section tends to have a colored animal or character and a quote. And each month has a reading log with the rating. There's a reading tracker for how many pages you read and how many days. And then a monthly book haul as well. If you tend to buy a lot of books, I try not to. There's also monthly reviews, so I guess you would choose your favorite book of the month, or your favorite books of the months, and then a monthly wrap-up page, and your book of the month, your 5-star reviews. Now here we are, another monthly TBR page. And like I said, it looks like there are pictures with every month. Now if we go here on the back, we go to the annual things. So there's a book series tracker at the end if you enjoy reading some series, or if there are some series that you are reading, a yearly wrap-up, or you can tally up the different types of books you read. Your best book tournament, so you would list all of your favorite books that you wrote down at the beginning, and then you would slowly choose your favorite book of the entire year. And then you have the space to, I believe, either put a printed picture in there or whatever you'd like, and then a reflections page for the end of the year. And you can see it also comes with a little elastic to help you keep the book closed. Now, I've been told that I have 2 of these, so I'm gonna choose the pen for myself and give the other one to a friend. And finally, we have our book. possessors more than stellar animal handling skills. Carnivorous water horses, tempestuous thunderhawks, mischievous dragons. Alia has no problem wrangling beasts. Inspiring zoo patrons, that's another story. Mustering the courage to ask for help from the hotshot griffin keeper at the zoo's most popular exhibit, virtually impossible. Especially when that hotshot griffin keeper happens to be her arch rival from college, Luciana, an annoyingly brooding and insufferable know-it-all with the grace of a basilisk and the face of a goddess who's convinced that Alia's beloved phoenix would serve their cause better as an active performer rather than a passive conservation exhibit. With the world watching and the threat of poachers looming, Alia's success is no longer merely a matter of keeping her job. She is the keeper of the phoenix, and the future of a species now rests on her shoulders. There's just one thing she has to remember. She is also not alone. Against an epic fantasy backdrop teeming with all your favorite mythical beasts from dragons and unicorns to kelpies and krakens, the Phoenix Keeper combines the cozy fantasy stakes of TJ Klune and Travis Baldry and the heartwarming contemporary romance of Alice Osman and Casey McQuiston. Okay, kind of a cute plot. Now here on the inside we have our first set of cover art. We have birds of different weights and what looks like to be Alia, our main character. Now I don't recognize all the birds. One of them is a griffin. One of them looks more real than fake, and then obviously a phoenix in the background. And a dodo bird. I guess because they're extinct here doesn't mean they're not in this fantasy world. Now, to go on to our author spotlight. S.A. McLean is a fantasy romance author from sunny Southern California, infatuated with magical worlds since her days of brewing mud potions in her childhood garden. She fell in love with the romantasy genre after realizing all her favorite fantasy novels had kisses in them. Her stories invariably feature quirky humor, sassy animal companions, and queer casts who represent her voice as a chaotic bisexual woman. Sarah received her BS in Natural Resources from Cornell University and a PhD in Environmental Science from UC Berkeley. She left the research track to teach environmental science at her local community college, inspiring the next generation of students to save the planet. Her social media is author S.A. McLean. The cover is designed by Rachel Lancaster at Orion Books. Cover image is the illustration of Niall Grant. Keys designed by Jane Tibbetts. Keys image by Christopherson. And end paper images by Karas Alexandria. And it looks like on the back here we have Alia with a giant peacock bird. And what looks to be her rival holding some ointment. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's take a look at our book itself. Alright, so here we have a cover that is of the same background as the dust jacket. And there is a border going around it with a phoenix flying in the middle of it. The background is also what seems to be a field. Now, here on the binding, there's a little bit of a injury to the book, but it's fine. We have our title, our author, and again, a bit of a phoenix. And on the back, we have a poster that says world famous Santam Kulosu help save the silly Malo phoenix. Pretend you don't know Spanish. The first item was the Mythical Creature Reading Journal, artwork by Christopherson, teaming with some of our favorite fictional creatures. The next item was the Birds of a Feather desk mat, artwork by Christine Engelberth, inspired by the Phoenix Keeper, which is our book. Then we had the Hidden Ones magnetic bookmark, artwork by Smug Computer Illustration, inspired by Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. And last we have the Night Zoo lipstick holder, inspired by Beasts of Prey. At the bottom we have the read along for the book of the month on their Discord. And on the other side we have our synopsis again, and then a description of what we got in terms of our book. And last but not least, at the back we have our teaser for the August theme, which is Look What You Made Me Do. Push too hard and too far, and watch what you'll make me do. This book is an adult fantasy debut where a young noblewoman, to protect her brother, assassinates her dad and uses her power to become the head of her family.